I was watching YouTube and I saw something so crazy and scary and amazing at the same time. All right, so this first video, let's take a look at this first video of a coyote attacking a baby. Right, the kid's like 3 years old. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, so here it is. You see, there's a coyote, and it's like dragging this girl. But then what happens? The father comes out of nowhere, scares, tries to scare the coyote away, tries to throw something at it, right? So we look at this, it's like, oh my goodness, like what the heck is that? And then I saw another video. I guess there's the algorithm. When I watch one thing, another animal attack comes out, and it's with a bear. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So here we see a 7-year-old, and the bear charges a 7-year-old. Like, I would freak out of my mind. And then the neighbor comes in, walking all big, and scares the bear away. Isn't it crazy? Like, I look at that and I'm going, whoa, like, this is, like, in first, I'm like scared out of my mind. Like, oh my gosh, there's a child. The bear, I don't know what I'd do if a bear was charging me, right? But as I was looking at this, I thought it was quite amazing because when you look at human beings, generally speaking, we kind of stay away from what is risky and what is dangerous. And when you look, there's a coyote or a bear in North America. Does everyone know what a coyote is? I know in North America, we all have coyote, everyone knows what a coyote is. But when I'm in Malaysia and other countries, a lot of people don't know what a coyote is, right? And a coyote is like, it's in between a ferocious dog and a wolf. It's like right in between that, but it's still a wild animal and it's still very, very dangerous. So like it's a little bit smaller than a wolf, but bigger than a dog, but very, very vicious, right? It's a wild animal. And in normal life, human beings will not try to interact with a coyote or a bear. If we see a bear, we're not going to be like, let's chase the bear. Let's scream at the bear. No one's going to do that. Actually, in my house in Canada, I have filmed, if you look at my Instagram, I have film of me filming a bear walking through my backyard. I have other films of like a bear and their 2 cubs just walking in the front of the street of my house. They're just there. I live near a mountain, near a creek, and there's black bears everywhere, okay? So if we see a bear, we go away from it. We are not going to interact with it. But it was so amazing because when I was watching these 2 videos, the one thing that we would never do, interact with the wild animals because it's so risky, these 2, like the father and that neighbor, go in, right? And they're trying to scare that bear away, try to scare the coyote away. It's something that they would never normally do. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh God, like that's so interesting how we just need the right reason. We just need the right situation, extreme, emergency, desperate, and we're going to do things that we would never have done before. That's kind of how amazing human beings are, but we'll do it especially when it comes to survival. Now, when I was thinking about this, I thought to myself, it's like, oh, it kind of related when I was thinking to like, oh, you know what? People are like that with God too. Now, what does that mean? Now, there are people in the world that don't believe in God, people in the world that may have believed in God when they were younger. They don't go to church now. They don't believe, some people who grew up without any religion. But there is always that one moment in time when they start to think about it, when they start to believe in it. And when's that? When it comes down to extreme, desperate, or emergency situations.